I wanted to hear your thoughts a little bit more on a personal note. You went through the entire journey, built something from nothing, society sold it, and in society, society might view it as a success, while you describe it as you became totally lost, right? And you had went on a journey to reflect and find your center again. So right now, in this moment of life that you're how do you define success? How do you see having a successful life?
What I realize is that success is deeply, deeply personal to us. My version of success can be different from your your version of success. Um, and I remember reading this story about Final Fantasy. It's a role-playing game. I think it was Final Fantasy 6 or something. And the players online, they were in I think it was Reddit. I think they were on Reddit talking about it, and they wanted to defeat the introduction stage boss. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to die, and then the story continues. But they were trying to defeat it. The only way you do that, right, is by leveling up. The only way you can level up, right, is to defeat like the creeps, right, the entry level like enemies. And they give so little experience. You're basically getting 1 XP, 1 XP, 1 XP, right? It's incredibly frustrating and tedious. Nobody does that unless you are them. So these players actually committed to do that. And eventually, after 2 years, they did. 2 years. So they dedicated their life. So normal people will be like, why do you do that, right? It's such a waste of time. Why don't you just do something else more? But they were very, very eloquent in their response. They said, the meaning of life is whatever you ascribe it to be. Now, who's to say that the famous painters out there, or not even famous, the painters out there are wasting their time? Who's to say that spending your life doing accountancy is not wasting your time, right? I mean, there are all these things that we can potentially be doing as people in all different areas, all different functions. But who's to say what's right or wrong, or what's valid or not valid, or what's worthwhile and not worthwhile? And that's the thing. I feel like that all that aside, whatever we want to do, we just have to make sure that whatever it is has to be aligned with who we are, what we want, what we desire, and be authentic about it. Because a lot of my life growing up, I was playing to what society thought and society said success was. Fancy cars, the fancy watches, big house, this and that, nice clothes. But at the end of the day, I realized I don't really care about that. Right? I just care about making sure that I continually look at the impact that I'm creating. I have that freedom that I desire. My business, my career, it supports the lifestyle that I want, and that's it, right? And that's, to me, is success. But to other people, might not be. To other people, they might be, oh yeah, I need to have a nice watch, nice car, a big family. I don't know. People's version of success all are different. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that you just have to be very, very sure and authentic about the reason why you do things.